Direkt Gökhan'dan hemen buna dalıyoruz abi. Turkey değil, Türkiye diyor. O biraz zaman alacak arkadaşlar. Bu Türkiye olayı bayağı zaman alacak. Donald Trump FBI muhabbetine bu videodan sonra girelim.
Right now, you can't see too many of those officials' cars close behind this vehicle, but it is going at a very fast pace, a very high rate of speed going on.
Niye bu
here,
yüz
especially as they
şey
were
bayağı...
on those side roads. We even saw at one point this vehicle going in the wrong direction. Thankfully, there
Arabanın hızına bakın arkadaşlar. Arabanın hızını görüyor musunuz?
So we do have them back here next to that freeway and highway here. All the information.
Bu yazı niye böyle bugün bunu biliyor musunuz, nasıl düzeltebiliriz? Niye böyle gri bugün? Niye böyle gri oldu? Oh lan.
Is how many of those officer cars were there just trying to keep up with this suspect, but they do also have a lot of times.
Neyse böyle devam edelim. Önemli değil. Polis tam arkasında. Texas'ta olan suçluymuş bu. Aranan bir suçlu. Aha. Silahını çekti polis lan. Oo, gördünüz değil mi arkadaşlar? Kaçırdı. Kapan. Lastikler için kaçırdı polis. Evet, kaçışından belli bayağı yüksek bir suçu var. Büyük bir suçu var. Yani gerçekten kaçmaya çalışıyor. Yani psikopata bağlamış. Bir de yani böyle bak hiç durma yok. Görüyorsunuz değil mi nasıl kaçıyor? Bu videodan sonra Trump'la FBI olayına bakacağız. Söyleyeceğim birkaç şey. Oha! Kırmızıdan nasıl geçti gördünüz mü?
And this suspect we have seen going at some very high rates of speed, driving over the center median at times, and even driving in the wrong direction, which can be very dangerous, especially if you start to get into some of these later lunch hours. You get into some people getting off of work a little bit early. There could be more traffic that could be starting to come if this pursuit continues to go on for a longer amount of time. So right now, we're up in the air with
Adam psikopat sürüyor ya.
To our Dallas team, they are giving us these live looks of this police pursuit coming to us from Mesquite, Texas. Again, a criminal suspect inside of this stolen vehicle. Police already trying a number of tactics, including blocking off just some of those different areas that they were seeing this car driving through, trying to use some spike strips. We'll see what other types of tactics these authorities are going to try to use if they catch back up to this vehicle, because again, this person going at such a high rate of speed, we know
helikopterden nasıl kurtulacak? Büyük bir ihtimalle kurtulamayacak.
But they're not in the picture here of our chopper, so unknown if they might be taking some other alternate routes.
Hıza bak ya. Saatte 100 mille gidiyor burada. Öyle gözüküyor bana. 80-100 arası gidiyor.
Viewer discretion advised when it comes to watching these chases. We have unfortunately seen a few times these police chases end in some very horrible ways. So do want to just remind everyone that as
baksana ya, şurada 100 mil yapıyor adam. Bak şurada yapıyor 100 mili. Oha, belki daha fazla. O 110 belki şu anda. Yavaşladı tabii şu anda. Bak o 4 yola geldi, bak umurunda bile değil. Ah, sağ yaptı, tamam.
So once again, thank you for being here
Ben bu
with us
kovalamacıları
on
çok
Live
seviyorum
Now
ya.
from Fox
İzlemesini
50
seviyorum.
and here keeping you covered on this live police pursuit that's happening out of the Dallas, Texas area. We are in Mesquite, Texas, where
Birisi yazdı abi, helikopterden kaçan var mı hiç? Aslında bir tane video var, bundan sonra göstereyim ama Trump'la FBI'yi konuşacağız. Hatırlatın bana, helikopterden kaçan bir tane adam var arabayla.
Mesquite Police Department do say that they are involved in this chase with a stolen vehicle. We have been watching this person go at very high rates of speed, so I am going to remind everyone, viewer discretion advised, especially once you start to get into some of these residential areas, some of these side streets that we've been seeing this person go on. Not only could they possibly run into other vehicles, but they could also possibly run into other pedestrians.
Ne oldu? Patlattı mı tekerleği? Bakalım.
Possibly run into
Bak karar veremiyor. Sağa mı gideyim, sola mı gideyim, sağa mı?
vehicles, but they could also possibly
Yok,
run into
bir şey
other
olmadı.
pedestrians who may not be aware that this chase is happening. A lot of decisions being made here by this driver last minute. You can see they ran over the curb as they decided
Vay
to
be.
turn here on this other side street. Earlier we saw them in an apartment complex driving around, so that's going to be a concern. For a lot of people is, where is this person headed? Are they headed to an area that they're familiar with? As I mentioned, sometimes when we're in these live police pursuits, that's
Kadını
something
dinlemeyin
that they
abicim.
do
Direkt.
try to do.
Oo, uçtu ha bak. Araba uçuyor, bak bak bak.
Sometimes when we're in these live police
Tam
pursuits, that's
burada.
something that they do try to
Uf.
do is maybe return
Evet.
the vehicle back to their home. But in this case, we know that this is a stolen vehicle, so unlikely that the suspect's going to bring it back to the area where they stole it from. So right now, police and authorities going to be staying on top of this vehicle with the help of some of the choppers up.
Genelde bizde arabalar kaçtığı zaman, böyle helikopterle şey yaptığımız zaman, helikopter yukarıda olduğu zaman izin veriyoruz böyle. Arabalar biraz geriye çekiliyor. Helikopter biraz alıyor şeyi. Adam hiç olmazsa o kadar psikopat gibi araba kullanmıyor. Yani öteki insanları tehlikeye koymuyor ondan dolayı. Ama biz helikopterle biliyoruz yani, görebiliyoruz.
Air One helicopter is providing aerial support. They're going to be the ones communicating with teams down on the ground exactly which direction this vehicle is headed, especially with all of these twists and turns and different decisions that this vehicle is making. Coming up to yet another intersection, going over once again that median to try to avoid traffic, to continue on and taking some different dramatic turns here. And as we continue to watch this,
Diyorlar ya, çalmışsın gibi sür arabayı diyorlar ya, işte böyle.
has been something else that we've noticed is that sometimes there's more than one person inside of these vehicles. The windows too tinted to tell.
Ya ben kapatacağım şu alt yazıyı ya. Bir bok anlamıyor zaten. Abi evin bak bak mahallelerde böyle kullanıyor arabayı, geri zekalı. Ben bu adamın yerinde olsam ben böyle kullanmam. Ne için? Çünkü benim orada polislerden kaçmamı sağlayacak tek bir şey var, o da bu araba. O arabaya ben iyi bakamazsam, araba bok yoluna giderse ben de bok yoluna gideceğim. O yüzden ben arabayı biraz daha dikkatli kullanırdım ki araba çalışabilsin, tekerlekler patlamasın, jantlar eğilmesin, motor yani arabaya biraz bakarak sürerdim. Bu adam hiç umurunda bile değil. Şuna baksana, bir çocuk önüne atlasa öldürecek ha. Böyle bir adamı indirmek gerekiyor direkt. Baksana ne kadar hızlı sürüyor ya, mahallede sürüyor abi, baksana şuna.
Investigation. But here again, we're on some different side surface streets in the Mesquite, Texas area. This is a police pursuit of a criminal suspect.
Arkasında polis yok şu anda gördüğümüz kadarıyla. Halen böyle sürüyor.
You are watching live now from Fox, where we are always on top of the latest breaking news and of course.
Bir de Texas'ın sıcaklığında o frenler, balatalar nasıl ısınmıştır. O motor nasıl ısınmıştır şu anda. Criminal suspect. Yani suçtan dolayı aranıyor ama hangi suçtan bilmiyorum. Bir bakalım abi, bir dakika. Daha iyi olur. Çalıntı araba. Ha tamam, çalıntı araba. Bu kadar biliniyor şu anda. Bakalım ne olacak.
So once again, do want to say thank you to everyone who is watching here with us on live now from Fox. You are taking a live look here at this police pursuit. I have not seen these authority vehicles behind this car.
Kapı düştü, kapı. Hadi. Hadi. Aha.
Busting through this gate and unfortunately.
Tam film abi ya, film. Bakacağız buna. Birinci daldı adam yani.
Behind this car in quite some time, but it looks like they're coming up to a dead end here, busting through this gate, and unfortunately, not a lot of police behind this person immediately. So it does look like this could be just a gated community that they busted through.
Amerika'nın gözünü seveyim ben ya. İşte bu abi. Böyle şeyler var. At çıktı lan. Atladı.
Over some of these sidewalks, and it looks like they are going to be on
Koşuya bak ya.
backpack, holding up their pants as they're running.
Elinde bir şey var. Çanta. Sol elle de bir şey tutuyor. Silah olabilir.
As they again are on the run now during this pursuit. We know that vehicle had been stolen. Now this driver giving up.
Ben sol elinde ne var onu merak ettim.
Anyone else left inside of that car, and their choppers.
Nasıl da koşuyor lan? Güzel koşuyor ha.
On exactly where this suspect is going to be headed. Do they know this area? Are they familiar with it? Could they possibly be just heading into
girdi. Ağaçların arasına girdi.
Hide it out until police possibly give up. Of course, they are seeing.
Al işte helikopterden kaçmanın yöntemi.
A lot of that tree coverage right now, so that does make it harder to keep track of exactly where that person's going to be. But as our camera zooms out a little bit, of course, if there's going to be anyone wearing that same like clothing.
Ya o kaçamaz abi. Onun etrafı sarılır. Hiç korkmayın. Ben inanmıyorum bunun kaçabileceğine. Burada ben size söyleyeyim. Ha bak burada. Arabasına doğru mu koşuyor acaba geri? Aha tekrar geri geliyor. Nereye gideceğini bilmiyor. Ama bak gördünüz mü arkadaşlar, elindeki şey yok. Elindeki alet yok. Çanta yok.
Police will be able to apprehend this suspect as safely as possible for both parties involved. This suspect slowing down quite a bit. Looks like he's going to try to.
Ya bir de saklandığı yere bak. Helikopterin gördüğü en net yer. Yani ağaç olsa orada bir yerde arkasında helikopter de göremeyecek. Helikopterin böyle yani gördüğü en net yere gibi saklanıyor.
Behind this area, behind an air conditioner in this house, and our chopper really trying to keep a good close eye on this person as well. So again, do want to remind everyone, viewer discretion advised, especially now that this suspect is out of the vehicle. It's unknown. Could they possibly have any weapons on them? Of course, again, we heard from police informing us that this suspect did steal that car. Now they have abandoned that car. They are running on foot, and their chopper up in the air, the Dallas Police Air 1 helicopter.
Polis departmanın helikopteri de yukarıdaymış. Tabii onu görmüyoruz biz ama onlar görüyordur bu çocuğu şu anda. Abi bu çok güzel bir video ya. Hadi orayı da atla. Atla.
Don't forget, live now from Fox on our social media platforms. You can stay up to date on all of our top stories. that are happening all across the country and even around the world. And events like this.
Özgürlüğünün son birkaç dakikası.
To our pages, our platforms, saved it on your TV channels, you're going to want to do so because we are always keeping track of these latest breaking news stories. I saw just for a second on that small path another white vehicle pulling up. Looks like police starting to close in here on this area where this suspect is running around, now going back out into some of those main surface streets. But boy, I'm going to guess he's getting pretty tired, especially since you think about how warm it is. It's just past 2 in the afternoon in Texas. You can see police officers not only have their vehicles, but they also have some who are also chasing him down on foot. Looks like there's a little bit of coverage here from this tree, but they could possibly have this suspect down on the ground, and they could be possibly putting him in handcuffs. Our chopper going to try to circle around, get you the best picture as
Gönder köpeği abi. Gönder K9 köpeğini.
we can. And of course, we're going to hope that this did end as safely as possible for those authorities who had been on this chase since earlier here this afternoon. We did hear that this had involved a stolen vehicle. We saw that person abandon the vehicle. They've been running around for quite a lengthy amount of time here. And now finally, it looks like authorities are going to be able to pick this person up and to bring them into custody. And as I mentioned before, when they first got out of that vehicle, that individual was carrying a bag. It looked like they had dropped that bag at some point. Who knows what was inside of it? That is going to be something that
Yakalandı.
they're going to go back and search that area for, so that they can also put that into their evidence as well. But here we are in Mesquite, Texas. Police again in pursuit of that stolen vehicle. Looks like this finally coming to an end after
Ben göremedim yakalandığını ama polislerin davranışına göre yakalanmış. Rahat davranıyorlar. Ha bak evet arabaya koydular evet. Ah.
Able to bring him into custody, and thankfully looks like these officers not injured during this investigation.
İşte bu.
I'm now from Fox, gonna step away for a 2-minute break. If we get more updates.
İşte bu arkadaşlar. Olay bu. Neyse ne diyorduk? Trump